How's it going, everyone? We got a few people in chat here. Okay, Twitch is set up right. So how's it going? Gibbs, Charlie, Marta Chief, Waldo, Jay. I have another special thing that we're going to be doing on the stream here today, and that is that I have some boxes to open. I'm going to do the thing that Trisander constantly refuses to do. So, let's start off with that. So let me get the light turned on behind me. Okay, there's many things Triz doesn't want to do. Cleaning inventory is definitely a big one. Okay, so I'm gonna Grumpy with the 20. Thank you for supporting the Orange Chicken Fund. Very much appreciated. And yeah, I'm still trying out that new overlay. So we'll see how it goes. But let me move this window. And let's go to my secondary setup. Now I do need to swap my microphones, so just bear with me a minute. I'll unplug this one and plug the other in. Terrible. Okay, not that. Cat Speed. Gibbs, thank you for all the gifted memberships. 10 of them, very much appreciated. $20 doesn't even scratch how much he spends on chicken. Wow. Is this microphone loud enough for you guys? Oh, for some reason the Elgato ring light I have likes to turn off and back on. Yeah, I mean this. So I think I told some of you, but when I was ordering a replacement, like windscreen cover for my SM7B that I picked up used a couple months ago, the place I ordered it from, they sold an entire used demo unit. And it was like 20 to 30 bucks. So I got a second SM7B for damn near next to nothing. Okay, so this is the Shrike. And there's thankfully no paper in there saying my address. Okay. The Shrike. Yeah, there's still no sound notifications. I'm sorry for that. Okay. But Gibbs, again, thank you for all the gifted there. I don't know why that didn't pop up on my other overlay, but it is what it is. Go. I just Googled Spencer Casual and it brought up your house. There's a camera in your room. Odd. Oh no, there's multiple cameras. Is the new ground weapon put exploits on the majority of my ground weapons in the secondary fire rate? I don't know. I haven't looked at the description of the new ground weapon in that detail yet. I just know Mara and some of the other ground players are really, really enjoying it. Avrod, how's it going? Chadwick, oh, your power was out from the Tuesday storms? Damn. Single, how's it going? Very, very pointy. Yeah. So the magazines these fan home ship models come with are always, nice detail-wise. The lighting that I have here is going to make it not the most readable, but I'll just flip through because they show, you know, the different art designs. Hold on here. I might be able to dim the lights a little bit more. Yeah, it looks like it's still readable. Okay. Yeah, the Shrike is... The Shrike and STO, like, it's not the best layout ever, but it is good, and the trade on it has ended up being quite good. Yeah, even with the lighting down, it's still reflecting a bit more than I'd like here. But the quality of this should hopefully be clear enough that if someone wanted to read all this, they'd be able to. What whole colors is that? Yeah, that is a good question. Like, that is much more gray, like almost, it's not, I don't know how to describe that. Yeah, the grayish and like the green there, that is a different approach. Basically, this just shows some of the different design ideas that they had for this. Yeah, we'll see here in a moment. I'm just going through the book here first. Yeah, they had a ton of different ideas, clearly, for the ship. You preferred some of the concepts more than the actual ship? Oh, yeah. Some of these designs, some of these look really cool. That right there, I like the bottom left in that concept art right there. I like that. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the actual model. It is a heavy little model. Really dense. Yeah, really good design. The middle portion here is all metal, and then the outer, like, nacelle pieces here are plastic. So yeah, it is very orange. I realized I was a bit too far forward there. So yeah, this is a model that you can pick up from FanHome as part of their subscription. It is also available to purchase, or will be available to purchase independently if you don't want to do the sub. Yeah. Really good detail, though. You want to be careful with how you grab it, though, because like I said, these nacelles are plastic, and even these spiky bits here, these are plastic as well. Looks like you could kill someone with it. No, this plastic would break off. I feel like if I grabbed it from these portions, this plastic would break off. Like, it does feel a bit fragile there. Ralph, you revealed the... Yeah, I think I saw a few of your videos when I was looking at stuff to pick up from Master Replicas. I only started, like, getting some of these ships in the past year and a half. Yeah, this is a good model. I know I am not centered very well here. I'm realizing that as I look over to my left. Yeah, really good. And hopefully the detail is coming through clear enough for you guys. Let me get in closer here. You can see the deflector. The detail on the paneling there. There's the engines. I will say that silverish design that they had with the green engines that was in the book, I would have loved to have had that skin with the version we got in STO, like, as an option. But still, really good design. I do have another to open here that I have had sitting over in the corner of the room for the past month, and I completely forgot about. That's because it looks like your other favorite ship, the Aquatic. Terrible, Cheops. I mean, in STO, you can put the bowl or Section 31 shield on it. Found a fan-made TNG episode on YouTube, badly edited. I may have seen it at one point or another, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Okay, I want to open this without showing my address here, so let me flip it over. Unboxing video, yeah, pretty much. No, the Zindi Aquatic carrier, the Narcine. Catman, how's it going? Yeah, well, of course, this is just a combo thing. So after this, we'll get into the in-game STO stuff. This is the Helios. Do I know if Ace Gamer has downloads for their user manuals? I do not know, to be honest. So yeah, this is the Helios, which was the 2024 winter event ship in STO. Might have to email them. Or, of course, send me a message and I'll take a look around after the stream. Yeah, this when this dropped into STO, it came with a console on it that is really, really good. Yeah, this one, I think people were more interested in the console than the ship. Does the model come with the console too? I wish. But yeah, this ship, it did not have the best of times in Picard, and I'm realizing my light here is reflecting off this horribly, and I do apologize. At least you guys can see the visuals that they have in here. Yeah, I mean, I understand, why they went with the more Federation-esque design there, but something a bit more blocky, a bit more different would have been cool like this. Yeah. Lots of interesting thoughts for ways that they could have went with different routes with it. My concern was that I've had this sitting in the box for the past month and a half, and my concern was watch it like have a broken nacelle or something, but thankfully that does not appear to be the case. It appears that this is perfectly fine. Not my favorite design, but I know that there's a few that like the visuals of this. The nacelles have that transparent material there on the blue and red, so the light from the other side is going through and lighting them up a little bit. The Science Miranda. Yeah, I mean this design, like, it just didn't really do much for me. The only reason I got this is because it was part of the sub. Like, if I was buying, the ship standalone, I wouldn't have picked this one up, to be honest. It just doesn't really do much for me. To be honest, this one will most certainly end up on eBay. I just don't really have much interest in this model. But yeah, if any of you want this model and you're not part of the Fan Home sub, reach out to me on Discord and I'll sell it for what I paid for it. Plus, shipping, of course. You still haven't received yours, Cables? Oof. They've started to ship things a little bit faster. They swapped over to like FedEx to deliver stuff, so I've actually been getting these. This and the Shrike have been arriving really fast. Still need to get one of those 3D printers so you can make plastic explosions come off the ships. Yeah, the 3D printers, those are nice. Oh, you got your Shrike already, though? So you got your Shrike, but you don't have the Helios yet? Terrible. I guess, yeah. This picked up a little SFP module for my server to play around with later. But let's head back over to the main setup here. So I'm going to swap microphones again quick. So just bear with me. Are your servers more upgraded than the STO servers? Needs to disable camera shake in his options menu. Terrible. Need to turn that light off. America. Yeah, Chadwick, Master Replicas sent out an email about that, basically saying they're not increasing prices, but they're just going to hold on to orders from U.S. folks for right now. And when the when all this stuff goes away, they'll ship it out. Yeah, my server is just an old X99 system. I actually just did some upgrades to it. I swapped out the motherboard and the processor. So it's on one of those Asus workstation boards with like 7 PCIe slots on it, and it's got one of the 18 core Xeons, which was like $25 on eBay now. So terrible jobs. Like X99's old, but it's cheap. It's affordable. And you know, for wanting all those PCIe lanes or the slots, like I've got that thing jam packed. Yeah, I just picked up some new hard drives to put it in as well. Is this ISC? No. Why can't I move my OBS window? Hold on. I can't even see my OBS window. Hold on. It's being weird. You guys can still hear me fine and see me, right? Dread? Oh, that's why. OBS got full screen. I was like, why isn't this letting me move it? Samsung 9100. Is that the new one they just released, like the Gen 5? When is the next Phoenix event? To be honest, Robert, I don't think even people over at Deca and Cryptic right now know when the events are happening. I feel like there's a bit of chaos going on over there. Captain Cisco, thank you for the 6 months in a row. Very much appreciated. Oh no. Grumpy, you found where you can buy the disco balls? You found the GPL store? Okay, so one of the objectives for today is that I'm going to be sending out invites to Fleet Map Holdings for people that need them. Or if you are not in a fleet and you want to join a fleet where you can buy stuff, you know, just put your @ handle in chat and, you know, say what side, well, your character name and @ handle, and say what side you need an invite on, and we'll get you sorted. So mine has a Gen 5 slot as well, but I've just got one of the higher end Gen 4 drives in there. There's not much of a difference. Axel, did I do a kick pass for TBC already? Do I need to? Is TBC getting a bit packed up? I mean, it's at 478. There's room for 22 characters in there, but I mean, I can do like a quick pass just to see who hasn't been on in a while. You're stuck loading the TFO window. What is going on with their service today? No idea. Invisible duplicates with the temporal consoles. You want a KDF Starbase invite? Yeah, let me get you sorted out there. I was bad. I did order a new SSD recently. With everything going on, I figured some of this stuff, it was cheaper for me to. It's terrible, but with the cost increases that I expect some things to have, I figured even if I had to put them on credit, and just take a month to pay them off, it was still going to be cheaper than what they would cost after tariffs. Uncon video when? I know I need to get that done. So I picked up some additional storage, a new storage controller. I got the upgrades done for my server that I wanted to get done. Yeah. Now, one of the things I ordered was there's one of those old like Oracle Intel PCIe SSDs. I'll pull it up here in a moment once the the map's going to take forever to load, so I've got time. Server hardware upgrade for Deca when? Who knows? Yeah, I thought the price on this wasn't bad. So let me pull it up here. Oh, that is really small. Still small. Why isn't it going to the right size? That's why. So yeah, I ordered one of these flash accelerators. I've already got a couple of these that I've used in my my NAS, but basically they're just adding cards. Any sign of the anniversary bundle sales on PC? When were they last on sale? It's been a while. Yep. So August was asking for an invite to the KDF Starbase. I'll get that in just a moment. But yeah, so while we're waiting for this to load, picked one of these up for my server. I might have to flash it. I had to do that for one of the prior cards I had picked up. That was one of the smaller 3.2 terabyte ones. But that's 6.4 terabytes of of SSD storage, and the endurance on these things is crazy. Like the endurance on these PCIe flash accelerators or SSDs, like it's a lot. I can actually load into the map now. Yeah, Gibbs is here to help on the Fed side. Thank you, Gibbs. So August, you said Duskus. Did that invite work for you? Anyone else need a KDF Starbase invite? Nick, I know you need one for the Fleet Colony World. But does anyone else need one for KDF Starbase while I'm here, fully built out? Gibbs, thank you for the promo packs. So at the fleet starbase would be like if you were wanting to grab the elite fleet hangar pets and your fleet doesn't have them unlocked because they require a tier 5 science starbase. So if you have permission in your fleet to buy from your fleet holdings and your fleet has provisions for those, then you can get a map invite and then you can just purchase them from that other starbase using your fleet's provisions. Robert, the Achilles is great. Okay, so I'm gonna head over to the colony world, get that invite out. Any sign, like, when it comes to sales, I really don't know what's going on. Yeah, Veritas. I've got 2 of the 3.2 terabyte ones in there right now, and I saw that deal for that 6.4 terabyte one. Like, I was just like, yeah, I'm just grabbing that. Yeah, TBC is set up to be a non-social fleet. It has active players. It's just that none of us chat to each other in the game. The new console off of the Echelon, I'm still testing it, but I've liked the performance from it so far. I've also been experimenting. Now, this is just experimental, but I have been playing around with dropping Terran Goodbye with it on. And then that frees up a slot. Okay, so where was it for the colony invite? Zen. Sorry, I'm gonna do these a little bit slow. Okay. Nick, your invite's out. Yeah, the Kith is basically just a ROM Intel version of the Atlantis. Exactly. What flavor is the minigun? So this is the minigun from the event that we have on right now. And I thought I could shoot on this map. Do I have to go out further? Okay, unless the colony event's active, apparently I can't actually use it, but yeah, this is from the current Tholian event. The OKSGM, you're new to STO, made level 30 pretty quick thanks to DD assignments. Any advice for newbies? Just take your time. Don't try to rush anything. Don't try to rush an endgame build. Just take your time, enjoy the story content. Just take it slow. And one of the most, I've been thinking about doing a video of like top 10 beginner tips or stuff, something like that. But one of the big things I'd say to take advantage of is the bonus pools. They're going to cost you a little bit to pick up on the exchange, but as you start to get into some of the end game stuff like reputation grinding, trying to acquire stuff in your fleet and so on, these bonus pools are super handy. They're going to make it so you get 20% bonus on whatever the category is, basically. Yeah, make sure to take advantage of the events. BD, yeah, that's typically how it goes. August, yeah, are you off the other map? Buy everything. Halo, are you secretly like a DACA employee or from Embracer? Yeah, I've thought about that other side of it too, Bob, of like the top 10 beginner mistakes. Yeah, no matter what, do all the events. Never miss an event. Absolutely. By the way, guys, does the chat going and extending over that far on the left side, is that too distracting, do you think? I mean, I figured even in normal gameplay, that's just going to cover up, like, the team. I just thought people would actually like to see the chat a bit better. Yeah, don't break bundles because there's no discount for most bundles out there. Does anyone else need invites to any KDF fleet holdings or Fed? Gibbs and I can help out, and if you need a fleet invite, we can help you out also. Apparently the gold sellers are pretty bad on console, I've heard, but I thought about buying a console. I thought about doing it to just maybe do like a video series over there. But I decided against it because I just don't have time. I barely have time sometimes to get through my projects here, just doing what I am doing. The it would have been nice for folks on that side, but I wouldn't have had time to like actually played that account. Dan, thank you for the 9-month resub. Very much appreciated. This ship or this cannon is radiation damage. I see your advice from your YouTube chat to not play an engineer. You can make an engineer work. It just ends up being that they are currently the most power crept, as in everything that they can do, the other classes can basically do better. You can make it work, unless you're competing for like a top 10 spot on a DPS table. It probably isn't going to matter for you. You are going to run into some limitations though for like PvP. Right there you want to be a science, so you have the sub nuke, but I mean, yeah, for just general PvE gameplay, going through story content, you're fine. Johnny, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Very much appreciated. In theory, wouldn't an engineer get the most use from a full ISO build versus TAC-SCI? There's one exception to that, Bob. You just be on attack or psi with that sort of setup, and then you have an engineer teammate in there that casts their ability on you. Okay, one last call. Does anyone on the KDF side need a map invite to any of the fleet holdings? Yeah, engineers on ground are really good. You don't have friends? Terrible. Incoming triangles, starboard side. Dan, thank you for the bits. Cosmic, yeah, the OGame stuff. I still have my OGame account. I just haven't played it in around 9 months. Let's see, is this still on display cap? Yes, it is. Dan, again, thank you for all the bits. Yeah, I still have my OGame account. It's at 6.3 billion points. The issue with OGame is it just became so pay to win. Like, but when I decided to stop playing, Alan was still right around, or like, I think 10 or 12 million points or billion. And he's up at like 68 billion now. But the issue is with OGame, it's all about who's got the deepest wallet. So yeah, I haven't played this account or OGame at all really since last August or September. The account is extremely well developed. It's just I saw where things were going with the pay to win aspects, and I just lost interest. You know, it is fully pay to win. I was in some discords where people were talking about hits they want to do against other players, and you're seeing people say, yeah, we're thinking about dropping $15,000 to build up fleet so that we can take this guy out. Like, it's all about money in that game. Who's got the deepest wallets? Yeah, and that was part of why I stepped away, was because I attacked someone who happened to have been a former volunteer moderator. So they were friends, with people on the moderation team. And after I attacked them and took out their fleet, I got banned and they got their fleet back. I pretty much, that was a hard stop. I was just like, oh, that's one way to get me out of the game. It was a temporary 1 week ban, but it was just, it was still like, that is just complete BS. So not only is it a game where it's extremely pay to win, OGame also, you've got the risk of dealing with corrupt moderation. After 2 days, decide to leave it. That's the good call. Who got the deep? Okay, so nobody else needs a map invite for any KDF fleet holding? Yeah, I looked at
need something.
The cost of the cost of things in OGame, and how much it would cost me to keep up with what was going on there, and it was just like, no, I'm not doing it. Okayest, thank you for stopping by. Sorry things got a little bit sidetracked there. Dan, congrats on the badge, and thank you. Oh, August wanted an invite to the embassy? Okay, August, yeah, just leave that map and I'll get you an invite here. It's taking a moment to load, though. Yeah, engineering, I truthfully, Dan, I think it would be best if they just took all of the captain abilities and just made them slottable like traits, so you could customize between each of the just customize, pick abilities from each of the three, just slot them in like traits. And to me, that would probably just be the most ideal way to go at this point. UFO vibes, yes. Okay, let me get back to new ROM. You need to get Hicks into OGame? Oh no. Dude, Chiaps, you saw Oscar moderation the other day. They Kraust, I know you saw it too. Hicks was commenting about needing to talk to Shinga and Kraust because he's looking through like STO related GitHubs. This yeah. Still waiting for that conversation. That's the thing with Hicks. He's always gonna say he's gonna talk to you, and then he'll never reach out, and then you'll look at his Twitter and he'll be like, I reached out. And you're like, you didn't even send a message. Power level's correct? Probably not. Imagine walking that. I'm hitting through Oscar. Oh no. Yeah, the power levels on this are fine. Oh no, it's Hicks has like an army of accounts. Because his accounts get suspended quite often. Do I ever miss my Delkina? Of course. Oh, why aren't my notifications showing up? Where's the Stream Elements one? Hold on. I just saw something. I got the buzz on my phone for an email there, but I don't, or for a donation, but I can't see it without that dashboard. Cosmic, thank you. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I messed up my overlay a little bit. I'm gonna have to get some of that fixed. Oh, it does show up in the chat there. It just didn't show up in my prompter chat. Okay. Well, thank you. Do I think picking up the new ship is going to be worth it, especially for Fa? I think the new console is fun. The one off of the Echelon, I personally have enjoyed using it. August, you're off that colony map, right? The only downside to that console for me is that it doesn't work with pets. I find that to be a bit annoying. Dan, thank you for the euro there. Very much appreciated. Do I think so? I think it's good if you want to buff up your crit chance, but the fact that it doesn't buff up your pets is a little bit annoying. Cosmic, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Do I, or what to do with legendary Dodare decks? Do Isomags underwhelming on the sluggish 4/4? I mean, that's pretty much just what you have to do with it. A pound, not a euro? I don't know. It's something not American. August, are you still on the fleet colony holding? Because that'll block it. Oh yeah, if you're on the oh no, okay, now you're on. There you are. Enjoy. I don't know. All I know is the dollar sign, okay? Because as an American, I've been trained to know that that's the only currency number that's supposed to matter. America. Yep. Okay, so um yeah, let me find the Echelon here. So the console from the Echelon, this is good with AoE based builds because you can give yourself and your teammates 15% crit chance with it, and on an uncon setup you can have very high uptime. Um, the passives on it don't really matter. You know, any passive that is focused on what happens outside of combat just doesn't matter to me. But the clicking on this is good. I just really wish it interacted with hanger pets. Like, hanger pets could really use that sort of crit chance, and it is unfortunate it doesn't work. But yeah, this is a really good looking ship, and it is fully kit bashable with the Gagarin variant. So, you know, if you have this, you can mix and match with all the others. That's got a cool look to it. It covers all the the fancy lights there, though. Yeah, but look at that detail there. You can sort of see into the bridge a little bit. See the captain's chair right there. You can see like the warp core right over there. But yeah, the Sagin. Did I say that correctly? Sagin. It's always had good detail, and the Echelon is no different. No? Sagan. Sagan. Oh no, I can't pronounce it. Saigon. Saigon? Sajin? Sagin? Yeah, Saigon. Sagin is correct. Say cheese? Look, I'm from Eastern Iowa. That's close to Wisconsin, so I can say cheese, okay? Carl Sagan? I swear my next April Fool's video needs to just honestly be one of those how to pronounce, how to say this word video and just have it be how to pronounce Sagan. It is funny. Like, I'm not intentionally doing it. Yeah, August, I could get you that is just how I pronounce it. Sagging? Yeah, no problem. Stop. The only person in Iowa who pronounces it like that? Put your put your mic out the window so we can hear the corn growing. We need a legendary sagging at this point. Oh no. What have I done? But people get really mad about it and they think I'm intentionally doing it, and it's just how I pronounce it. I'm not even thinking about it when I say Sagan. I'm just pronouncing it as I am used to it. Admiralty? Yes, you're purposely doing it. You're damn right you're not thinking. No, in the pronunciation video, need to say it differently each time. Carl is going to haunt you from his grave. I'm sorry. No, Veritas, the correct way to get an engagement in the comment section is apparently to mention Blue Sky or Twitter. Because apparently, as soon as you say either, you get people wanting to make it political. and then you get them in the comments going off. It's like, I'm just saying where the devs are posting things. Why do you have to take this so seriously? Nuke the moon? Does anyone need a fleet invite for their main or an alt on Federal KDF? Make sovereigns great again? I do want a good sovereign class in STO. I mean, technically the best we have right now is the legendary, and it's still it's mediocre. Do I not even have it right now? Apparently not. Does this community have a Fed side fleet? Yeah. Yeah, I've got fleets on both Fed and KDF. They're not socially active. They're not socially active. They're fully built out. There's people logging into them, but they're pretty much set up to be anti-social fleets where everyone is just doing their own thing. You know, that there'll be people logged on, but none of us are talking to each other. You can say the legendary sovereign is mediocre. Shield tankers will be very upset with you. I mean, I think shield tankers have a lot of things to be very upset about. Darkness, yeah. I wish. What would I say is the more tactical focused intrepid? Probably the Trailblazer, right? Yeah, the fleets are for in-game benefits, not social. Absolutely. But yeah, if you want an invite to the Fed fleet, just drop your character name and that handle in chat here and we'll get you an invite. Yeah, there's no social activity, but everything's done. You have instant access to purchase things from the fleet stores. You just, of course, have to have the fleet credits and whatever else is needed on your side in order to buy them. Shield tankers, or you're just upset about having the shield tank? Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to leak something. Are you guys ready for this? I love how that's a selling point of your fleet. Nobody will ever talk to you. Join us? Yes. You're not detecting any leaks? Well, let me make sure I don't have any of the actual leaks here. Okay. Here is your teaser of the ships that I'll be doing in my best event campaign ships for this year. There is your teaser for that. Surprisingly, almost every ship here is from, you know, older years. What was added last year? These two? Last year sort of sucked for lockbox releases, and this year so far in 2025, you know, it's been a bit rough as well. Yeah. So this is not numbered in order of importance, to be clear. This is not in order of importance. I've moved the Shrike up into this video because the trade-off of it has been getting more and more popular. The Gorn Hunter is still really good. You know, that makes plasma really, really good. If you're looking to do a plasma setup, then definitely take a look at that. Pyro, I talk about this in the video. Actually, I can probably just show you it. Hold on. Gibbs, can you get Ian there? On the, or wait, I'm on the Fed side. Never mind, I'm on the Fed side, Gibbs. I got it. No problem. Okay, so where are we at here? I have my response about the science ships is right around here, I believe. Third, the order in which ships are covered in this video is not in order of importance. If that's what you're looking for, then the summary will have a top 5 list for you. And fourth, I don't have this listed up on screen, but you're not going to see many science ships here today, as some of the best science ships in the current meta are either from the Zen store or from your fleet. If you're doing an ability-focused EPG heavy build, then take a look at the Lucari Journer Scout ship, which you can get from your fleet's Tier 5 colony holding. And if you're doing an uncon console spamming EPG setup, then take a look at either the Terran Monitor or the Arc Royal in the Zen store. There's your answer. There be your answer. I like the Cheval. The Cheval's to me, I think the Cheval is still a really good ship. I enjoyed mine. I just think it's a bit more niche. And you know, they said right on the stream that the Cheval was not a great selling ship. You know, that wording implies to me that that's a ship that we're probably going to see in muds sooner rather than later. Because they just straight up said right on the stream, Thomas said that ship did extremely poorly for them. So I could see that being, we've seen a lot of fairly mediocre muds bundles, in the past couple of months. I could just see that with that sort of comment being something sooner rather than later. Did so bad they don't want to make more Vulcan ships, yeah. I have a ton of messages on Discord. Let me see what these are. Oh no. Mud's worst selling ships bundle. I mean, that's sort of what the past couple have felt like, isn't it? Is there a ship you would recommend based solely on fun or neat instead of efficacy? Do I have this here? Hold on. I thought I resized this. Hold on. I was changing this based on some of the feedback I got, but yeah, the Protostar. Yeah, the Protostar is like entirely a fun ship to go for. I'm recommending it in this video with that disclaimer that it's not a good performer, but it is a really fun ship. It is the fastest ship you can get in this game for sector space. It's really fun. And the model is incredibly detailed. Like, if I look at this in game here, I gotta swap characters again. Yeah, Protostar gets you from A to C while skipping B. Pretty much. Yeah. So let me grab the Protostar. But like, look at how detailed this model is as I go into the tailor here. Like, you can see into these side rooms. You know, like, the level of detail on this ship is incredible. You can just straight up see into some of these rooms here. You know, you can see the bridge. Unfortunately, it doesn't have an actual interior that you can, you know, load into, but it is incredibly detailed. It's a very small ship, so they were able to get away with it. But incredible detail on it, and again, it is super, super fast in sector space. You know, I am recommending it entirely based on that fun, you know, fun aspect. So I'm going to go to just somewhere in sector space. The Protostar, I mean, it's like 1.5 billion on the exchange, probably, but you can get it from your event campaign. Yeah, the impression I got is they're going to be trying to interact with content creators a bit more. So you'll probably see them like on 1701's channel at some point, Endeavor. You know, it sounds like they're going to be showing up in a few different places. So this is at Transwarp 112. Like, this is with me not even putting stuff on for this. But like, you can see I am just blitzing across space here. And if you do a fully set up build with the Protostar, you know, for sector space, you can go twice this speed. Like, yeah, Stu 1701. Like, this thing is fast. And this is with me not putting the stuff on to really make it go fast. But like, the effect it has in sector space is also really cool. Like, you buy the Protostar for the fun aspect. This is like the ultimate ship for Tour of the Galaxy. And again, this is at like half the speed that some people have this thing set up for. Under half the speed. This is just purely warp 112.59. No, this can go faster than the Vesta. This will blow the Vesta out of the water. This transwarp lasts for 90 seconds. Thank you, Singo. David, how's it going? The D7 Merc Worker, I mean, typically it's going to be like 1.5 to 1.7 billion. Really, though, if you want the D7 Merc Worker, your best bet is to just get it from the Muds bundle it's from. What's the name of it? Disco Inferno. I would go for that if you have the funds for it, because that's getting you the D7, the Discovery Constitution, the Bottle Sentry ship, and I forget what else is in there. The Jovian, you know, on account-wide unlock. The Dauntless does not have the same type of speed. Unfortunately. Did I set up a build for this? I thought I did. Okay, that will help with sector space speed. I'm trying to remember the legendary Voyager, I think it is, comes with a trait that helps with sector space speed. Anyone remember what it's called? Under E? Extensively modified warp core. There we go. Symbol is an up arrow. Got it. Thank you, thank you. Leadfoot I know will help. You know, there's a bunch of stuff you can put on to make this faster. But with just those items, let's see what I'm at. 190. I am now at warp 190. It turns really well. Where are the lizard babies? Yeah. But if you fully max this out, people have gotten to like transwarp 270. Yeah, and the animation is awesome on this. I don't have the polaric modulator equipped, no. But you see, it's just blitzing across space here. It's up for 15 more seconds, so can I get to new ROM in that time? It took me like 9 seconds to get to new ROM. And yeah, as you can see, the turning isn't that bad. Say hi to the Andromeda Galaxy for you. So yeah, that's why the Protostar, even as like a non-performance focus ship, is going to be in the video tomorrow or Monday, because it is just such a fun ship to play around with. Need it as an account unlock for Tour of the Galaxy. I mean, it'll probably be a good seller when that happens. It's such an incredibly detailed ship. Only downside I can see is still servers exploding when you try Tour of the Galaxy and not registering flybys to systems. And then you're in the Delta Quadrant before you realize. Yeah, pretty much. It is a smaller ship though, so I mean that's the trade-off. Like really small. Here it is up against a legendary Galaxy X Dreadnought. Very, very small. Am I using the Klingon Honor Guard combat? Yeah, I mean, you can try it, Ed. I don't remember. Does Polaric take up an engineering slot? I don't think I would slot it over an isomag, if it does. Just need to park the Vulcan scout ship next to it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that Musin. I just realized the combat buff is down on TBC KDF. That's terrible. Yeah, that's true, Ed. I'd say play around with it. Did anyone else need fleet invites? Like KDF Fed? Do you need a fleet invite directly or a map invite? Was there anyone else that needed that? Yeah. Axel, you need help creating a fleet. Engineers can do DPS, 1.7 mil solo? Nice. There's a whole coffee plantation in that jug. No, you make a new fleet, Stanky Boy. You make a new fleet so it's a bank fleet. You use it for storage. Yeah, so if anyone has an unfleeted Fed character that wants to help Axel out, let's help him with that. Um, I'll be there in a moment. I just got to leave TBC on this alt character for a few, and I can help you out. The anonymous message is because my character is on /hide. Basically, I will quite often just leave my game open, sort of AFK, while I'm doing other things on a different window. And I don't want people to see that I'm online because they'll message me and I won't respond and they'll think that I'm just being a dick. When the reality is I'm just tabbed out doing other things. And I'm just, tabbing in occasionally to like check the market, just keep an eye on some things, stuff like that. There we go. Very immersive. Okay, so you're on number 11. I mean, TBC is US and EU. But the thing is, it's intentionally an antisocial fleet. Um, so there really just isn't much socially going on, and that's just how it's designed. I mean, the other thing is too, is if I'm online, it does end up being a bit spammy sometimes. For the unlocks at the research lab, does your fleet have to have provisions to unlock those traits when visiting a different research fleet holding? I don't remember, to be honest, Shadow. It's been so long since I didn't like an invite for that. I don't really remember. Archmagos, how's it going? Yeah, I Gibbs, just head on over to EST number 11. Go to the fleet trainer. Or the fleet person. I don't think I even have anything currently listed on the exchange, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, that reminds me. On the topic of other STO game or other Star Trek games, I found something recently. Let me go grab them. Okay. Benjamin, how's it going? Okay, now everyone that isn't Axel, just leave this fleet. Goodbye. Um, no problem, Axel. Let me increase my webcam here. I see. Oh, Grumpy, thank you for the 5. We all know about how hard it is for you to go through life with a third knee. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, let me just get the webcam expanded here. I never actually played through all of this. I have it on PC, so might have to do that at some point. I also found I was just looking through, found a box of some of my older PS2 games. It's hard to believe the PlayStation 2 was that long ago. My favorite game on PlayStation on PS2 is probably Time Splitters Future Perfect. I sunk so much time into that with friends. Gibbs, geez, man. Yeah, so let's get you an invite to the Fleet Research Lab. I do have a model of the Delkina. It is in a box, and I don't know which box it is currently in. Axel, you just put the money into the very first tab. Like put I think it's like you just put 11 million EC in there in that first tab, deposit it, and then it'll give you the option to buy the additional slots. That should be enough. Yeah, I mean, my room is a mess right now. I've got the camera very cropped so you don't see the literal pile of boxes that make this room look like a hoarder's special. Um, I'm going to be breaking down a bunch of the boxes here though soon. We already know the truth. Yeah, but you don't need to see it. There is a single ship on display in this room right now. It is a Viper. What is that? Is that it's not Mark 1. Mark 2, I don't know. What is it? Mark 2 or 3? I don't remember. I don't remember which one I specifically have out on display right now. Um, but I've got both Husker and Apollo. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. Chris, how's it going? Just really a chill Q&A style stream. My issue is I've literally kept almost every box from stuff that's been shipped me for like the past 2 months because I'm not, wasn't sure if I was going to have to move. And right now it looks like they're going to re-sign the lease now that my sister's not here. But still there's been a little bit of uncertainty, so it's just like, yeah, I've got a pile of cardboard boxes over there, not sure if I'm going to be able to, stay here. So it's like been just hanging on to them just in case I have to move out. For a map invite? No, you can get a map invite while you're still in your fleet. Do you need a map invite, Ectobon, to which holding? Well, for the fleet invite, yeah, you'd have to leave your current fleet before you could get an invite. I think there was some misunderstanding of what was being asked about there, George. Being able to slot 8 Omni beams front and aft, I understand the issues there, but I think if we're talking about just changing Omnis to being aft weapons only and loosening up on the restrictions there, I think that'd be for the best. They're beam arrays that take a damage hit. I don't know. It just, if they want to boost up 4/4s, then that's one way to do it. That is the limit right now. It's 2. 1 set Omni, 1 non-set Omni. Could be. That might need to be part of the balance pass, is just tone their damage down. I don't remember. So that's something else I'll tease. Um, when I was chatting to the devs there the other day, before the stream and then a little bit afterwards, they asked if I could like get something put together to address something they're wondering internally. And let me read this out here. How can they make ships more appealing without just following the meta? So that's going to be a video sometime next week. I tried to record it the other day, but I just was not in the right mental state. I was just super tired that day. And yeah, I'll probably work on that either tomorrow or Monday, depending on when I finish the event campaign vid. Make them Miranda kit bashable. Well, it's not the question is like what to do to bring up the balance of all ships, The issue is nerfs to CSV isn't going to change anything. Like, no matter what, because of how the game content is currently designed, AoE area of effect based builds are always going to dominate. You nerf CSV, people will just go to like EPG spam builds again. And there's always going to be something that is what players consider the best. That's always going to be the case. So just trying to hit those things every time something comes out on top just doesn't do great. Yeah. I mean, if Fire at Will, if they give it an extender trait like they're, that they said is being talked about, that would bring Fire at Will really close up to CSV. Um, EPG focused console spam builds can still do really well. Like there are options out there that do perform really well. Galaxy, how's it going? I hope the Fall Extender is on an alien ship. They need all the help they can get sales wise. I hope so too. Imagine all the frustration that'll happen if it ends up being on like an alien promo ship. Could you imagine how much heat that they'd get for that? It'd be good for them financially though. That would probably single handedly keep the game, running for another year. Yeah. So I'm tagging Mara in on the video, and one of the key points we're looking at is just the fact that so many of the bridge officer abilities in this game are just absolute garbage. You look at an engineering heavy ship like the Resolute, and you're just like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? It's just that there's a lot of abilities that are balanced for the early days of the game, and they desperately need to be rebalanced, redesigned to match what we currently have in the game, what the modern game is like. The issue with Merc Worker being revamped is if Merc Worker is revamped, then it will become the dominant specialization. If they buff up the Merc Worker abilities, then the only ships we're going to be running is Merc Worker because of the Universal Console slot. So one of the things I'll probably include in the video is I think that, alongside Merc Worker being buffed up, they need to just add a Universal Console slot to each of the ships that has a Commander specialization seat. This lag is ridiculous. Like, I'm just flying through a social map. Just flying around DS9 and I'm like stuttering around. Documents, how's it going? Can I fly in a straight line without the game having issues? I am worried. I'm about to hit my upload limit for the month with my ISP. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the older ships that need to be revamped, but I don't think that's realistically on the table. Server lag. Tristan must have his inventory open. Yeah, my ISP has an upload limit. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I don't know. This is the first month where I'm about to hit it, so I'm about to find out. I'm going to pull this picture up here. Let me just send it to myself in Discord. Opening browser. Sorry, this is taking a moment. So yeah, this is my data usage for the month. It ends on like the 15th of each month, so I've downloaded a lot, okay? I got some more storage in my NAS and I was downloading things. But unfortunately alongside that my upstream took a bit of a hit. But yeah, as soon as I hit a terabyte of upstream usage, then they would slow things down a little bit. Linux ISOs? No idea what you're talking about. Yeah, Ectobon, I need your character name and that handle so I can send an invite. Was some of that downstream Star Citizen? No. Do I live in the 90s? It'll reset in 11 days. So I just got to be really careful about my upload usage for the next week and a half. There you go. So I found a seller here in Iowa that had some really good prices on drives. Let me pull it up here. I don't want to reveal any addresses or anything, so just give me a minute to get this up properly. Okay. So I put in an offer for 3 of these drives the other day, 50 a piece. They ride fast, and they're SAS drives. So I'd picked up a one of these LSI HBAs to put in my server as well. Got the corresponding cables off Amazon, and yeah, got a bit more got a bit more storage. As for how much total storage is on there now, it's around 60 terabytes of usable. You fully migrated to Linux? Nice. Yeah, I've just got too many things that I believe are only functional on Windows right now, so I have not made that move over myself. My server is running on TrueNAS, so I mean that's technically that's running on Linux right there. But yeah, I mean if we continue to see Windows go down the path it has been going, I think moving over to Linux makes sense. There'll definitely be some programs where I'll have to figure out how to get them to work over there, when it comes to that point, but yeah. I should pick up another drive here soon so I can buff up one of my arrays, but let me go here. So I've got 4 14 terabyte drives in RAID Z2 setup. I wanted to have 5 or 6 drives in that array, but 2 of them in the order that I got off eBay were damaged upon arrival, just fully non-functional. So right now that's just the 2 14 terabyte drives, basically in a mirrored or RAID Z2 setup there. So I know it's not exactly 28, but You guys know how the math works. And then I've got that. I've got an 8 terabyte array that has 6 8 terabyte drives in it, and those are also running in RAID Z2. So that is, I think it's like a 32 there, and I know the numbers is a smidge lower. And then I have an SSD array with 2 PCIe SSDs, and those are giving me like another 3.2. So it's right around 60. I know the numbers are a smidge lower than that with how the actual sizing works out, but yeah, right around 60 terabytes total right now. And of that, I think about 30 terabytes is usable, like is open for me to use. Nice. I also, let me cover this up. Along with the server upgrades I did, I also picked up some better networking for connecting my desktop and the NAS together. So right now, I mean, this is really overkill, but I've got 2 of these, one in each computer, and then I have a direct attached cable running between them. So the server is a bit overkill right now. Yeah, and I know that there's been a lot of work to make Linux a bit more usable. Donate server to Tekka. 9950X 3D and 5090. I'm on a 7950X non X3D, and then a 7900 XTX. So your setup looks like the interior of a Borg ship. It is messy. It is so messy. I don't have pictures of how it is right now after I just installed another 3 drives in it. Let me see if I have pictures at all here. Yeah, it's also very, very dusty. Yeah. No, I don't have any good pictures of it. That is one hell of a dusty picture, though. Yeah, I guess I can show you guys this. Very dusty. Look, I'm in a cornfield, okay? So I have 3 more drive cages that I now have at the bottom left here. So that's got those 3 8 terabyte drives that I just got in. And this top spot here is blank right now because the drive that was there was one of them that was dead on arrival. Somebody send Spencer a vacuum? Yeah. Look, it's in a cornfield, okay? And I picked up this this PCIe fan mount, and my case, it was Fantex Cento Pro 2. It's got some vertical PCIe slots for if you want to do vertical GPU. So I had some PCIe devices that were getting really warm, and doing that has helped a lot. Is that actually dust? Yes, that is dust. That computer is down under my desk, behind my UPS, behind like a table. Yeah, this is my dedicated NAS. Yeah, it's dusty. Okay, every one of those PCIe slots has something in it. If I wanted to support your Dark Eddie, I like that. Let me respond to you here in a little bit. Let me find that picture. Yeah, that's really clean. That's a really clean setup. Very, very clean. I like it. Do I have a picture of my actual computer on hand? No. Yeah, that is really clean. That looks like a fractal case with the front there. Yeah, fractal design define R5. It's even got your old 5.5 inch or whatever slots up there. That's nice. I have an external thing for my Blu-ray reader. Five and a quarter inch. I look, it's been a while, okay? Do I have a picture of my actual computer? Um, Not recent. Not recent at all. Like I'm looking at my Google Photos and like there's nothing recent. My desktop is a temporary setup that well you guys all know how temporary setups go. They end up being permanent. Yeah, I don't have any current pictures of my computer. That's terrible. Like the most recent picture I have. Here, let me just pull this up. This isn't as messy, but like this is the most recent picture I have. No, that's not right. This is the most recent picture I have of my setup, and like my monitor situation is different now. And yeah, I've got a light over here. This monitor's been pushed over to the right. I have another monitor up here. So this picture itself is also a little bit old, outdated at this point. How come no review of the new ship yet? I haven't done ship reviews in a little bit. Um, I know I need to. It's the console and the kit bashing that is going to make that ship appealing, appeal to people. In STO, are we still getting part? Yeah, so there's going to still be 6 parts to this year's event campaign. The UI is bugged out and only showing 4, but there is 6 different parts. So, there's still plenty of time to get in and complete the event campaign. $1080. My server has currently got an Arc A380 in it. What is my guess on the summer ship? They said it's something adaptable, so we'll find out. The Arc A380, the Intel cards have honestly been pretty surprising. If the market was a little bit better and someone was wanting to build a computer right now, I would say at a budget level, like the Arc, was it B580, would probably be a really good budget graphics card to go for. I have no idea what the summer ship is, so my guess is, like they said, it's something adaptable. So what could that mean? Do I have NVMe drives too? Yeah. I've got some that I have to store, externally, and these can get pretty damn warm when you're really pushing them, but I've got I've got a few. Windows or Linux? I am currently on Windows on my main computer, but it has been tempting to just move over, and give Linux a try. Right now, I do worry about what the impact would be production wise. Um, that there would need to be a bit of time spent, just making sure all my stuff works over there. But I'm not opposed to it, and if Windows 11, it sucks, but I've been able to get it to a point where I'm satisfied with it, thanks to using tools like Start All Back and the Chris Titus little tech, what is it? The Windows tweaker tools that he has. Um, I've gotten 11 to a point where I don't mind it. Stock Windows 11 is absolutely terrible, but once you've got it tuned, I don't think it's terrible. But definitely, like, Linux is looking more and more tempting. You need some Arch Linux in your life. Yeah, I mean, I even saw PewDiePie did a video where he set up Arch Linux and he had it like super customized. Yeah, Intel started their own GPUs, and Intel, hopefully Celestial goes through, which is going to be their third gen, but Intel's been doing pretty good. Cheops. Is the Jemadar Vanguard Heavy Destroyer still pretty good? It's decent. You can make it work if it's the ship that you want to fly. Um, every T6 ship in the game can get you through the content. Some ships are just going to make you work for it a little bit harder, but that ship is perfectly capable. Yes. Is it viable? No ISE or gambling? Well, Gibbs sent me 2 promo packs, so Gibbs, thank you for enabling some gambling on this stream. If I tell people a ship isn't great, other people get mad. The Jemadar Vanguard Heavy Destroyer, it's a capable ship. It's not one that I would have, at the top of my list, but it is certainly good enough to get you through the content. Here we go. 2 promo packs. Let's see. Do I get lucky? Nope. Is there a recommended carrier? The Friendship is a good carrier, but expensive. The Arc Royal, I mean, you can do that as a carrier build if you want, but Commander Command is really desired for carriers right now. Yeah, the Friendship. I mean, if you want to play with carriers, there's a bunch of discussion about them over in the Builds Discord in the carrier discussion channel. But just understand, you know, getting a carrier build together, it's not going to be the cheapest endeavor. I know, Dark Eddie. That's why I like it. Yeah, the Awani is command to command, but the other thing you really want is intel. Intel is highly desired for carriers, so you can buff up fleet power network array. Is anyone doing pure science on the Arc Rail? I don't think so. If they are, I haven't seen it. Right there on screen. Wow. You guys are saying there needs to be an ISC though. It is in a casual stream without an ISC. So I'll do one. If I've missed anything in any chats, hopefully not. Yeah, reminder too for anyone on the Twitch side watching, I am multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube, so the YouTube side has a lot more people on there. So you're probably seeing a bunch of chat that you're like, where's this coming from? It's from YouTube. YouTube's at 141, Twitch is at 25. The Typhon, the Typhon trait's interesting. The ship itself, I think is more thematic than, you know, necessarily, you know, just raw performance. You cannot apply the friendship console to yourself. Bridger, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Very much appreciated. The Dildo of Consequences is Never Lubed has another gifted membership. It was funny seeing that name in the when I was doing the members list for the outros. It was always such a great name to see there. I don't need a tank. You don't need a tank for ISC anymore. You just gotta just push through, do all the deeps. What's the best one for gambling? Delta. The Delta Alliance Doff packs are really good. Those are the ones I'd go for, or the Doff bundle. Those are generally what I recommend for gambling with promos. So I'm gonna do a solo ISC with the console off the Echelon. Let me get the real-time parser pulled up here. And make sure it's in a visible spot for you guys because my setup has changed now. Hold on, I gotta go over here. Copy. There we go. Again, Bridger, thank you for the gifted memberships. Replace the camera with a parser? Oh no. So I've got the Echelon console on. I'm going to activate my plus 10 buffs from my fleet. The issue with Infected is when you're at certain performance levels, you're going to get a higher DPS by soloing it. if you go in with a team, the teammates can essentially steal your DPS from you. Yes, the World Razor trait stacks.
The situation is great. There's more.
The blinking question mark is annoying you. You happy? It's Cheops. He's never going to be happy, but should be a little bit better now. Eric, how's it going?
Warning, ship is under attack.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Additional data available.
Hey, it didn't die right away.
The nanite froze.
Happens offline, damn it.
Stop that.
Might still be good. Get out. I mean, server performance wasn't that bad, but I'm solo in there. Yeah, that one was a little bit sloppy. It was 2.45. Like right when I just logged out. Plot armor would be to yourself, I believe. No, you sent me something good. Sora, I appreciate it. Courtesy of Sora, there's some more gambling to be had here. Two Delta promo packs. Here we go. Not lucky on the promo side, but 2 Deltas. Those can give you some really, really good duty officers. Ours is higher than 95. I think that's more like 99. Where are we obtaining the SRO bridge officers? Your fleet embassy, if you're on a non-Romulan captain. What's the parse on the tracer console? It doesn't do any damage, Sora. So I am using the console off the Echelon here. The thing is, the console off the Echelon, it doesn't do damage. What it does is it's giving you effectively 15% crit chance. When you're when you're using energy weapons, you're marking target, or you're marking the targets that you're shooting with tracer payloads, and when you or an ally within 10 kilometers of you upon the console activation shoot that target, you're getting 1% crit chance per stack. So effectively, that's 15% crit chance for you and your teammates. What did I swap TG out with? So right now I don't have TG on. I have SAD, Eclectic. I don't remember which I had on before. It might have been Eclectic. But yeah, I'm pretty much just running all the top damage traits. Steel, how's it going? Sora, thank you for that. Let's see if I can get a run in that's a little bit more smooth. As soon as it loads. Kenobi, honestly, I don't know. I haven't used plot armor in a long time. Just keep in mind the Obina console is still bugged and does turn all the other toggles on your ship off when it hits 10 stacks. Also, for whatever reason, the Obina console does provide a damage buff, but all wording of that was removed from the text in the tooltip and description. But I did test to verify the damage buff is still there. I think too the next time I do one of these streams where it's like, you know, fleet assistance,
The situation is
I need to make sure I've advertised that a bit more ahead of time as well, just so it's not just a sudden like 12-hour before announcement.
You will become one with the Borg.
Warning, ship is under attack.
scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available.
Why did I shoot so far forward? I...
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our own.
Just a little bit of jittery performance at the start there. Now, that's, you know, solo. If I go in and I do a team run, then things start to go really downhill. Yeah, but the fun thing is what I found with this build is if I go in and do a solo ISC, it will in most cases be faster than if I take the same build into like a team environment, because in a team environment the game performance is a little bit worse. So you're going to see abilities not being as effective because they're not going off as often. You've got people that are competing and, you know, hitting the targets you need to be hitting at certain points. And it just the timing gets thrown off a bit. So like the current solo records with this mirror angle setup are right around 70 seconds solo, so a minute 10 seconds. Now what I'm going to do here, you guys have asked for me to do like a team based run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to public queue infected conduit elite. Public queue. And we're going to see, does it take more than 70 seconds? No, the game's the game server sucks.
The situation.
Ship is under attack.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done. Additional data is available. The nanite probe will repair the transformer. Stop that.
Shields and prepare to be boarded.
The probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it.
We did it. We beat 70 seconds. Those people didn't. Yeah, Veritas. We did it. But you notice how much lower the DPS number is? That's something really important to keep in mind with too, with like the solo ISC builds being like the current flavor at the high end, is they do best when they're solo. When you're in a team environment, you have to build a little bit different because you need to emphasize a bit more on making sure you're the first person to each of the targets. You can't be, sin behind. You need to be right there. You need to be the first person at each group, making sure you can get in as much as you can. Yeah, we did good. Let me upload that. No record for anyone. Sora, you got a big amount off the agony there. A huge amount. Ben. Yeah, it was a good run. I realized my parser's not showing on the screen. I really need to get better about making sure I'm showing my display. Yeah, sorry, you got a huge spike from the agony there. Yeah, all the numbers look good. Crit chance is a smidge lower, so I think that console, while it is giving crit chance, I don't think it's as reliable as Tearing Goodbye. I think the Echelon console's best use case is going to be exporting it to a support. Export it to a support on the team. Or a fire at will tank. Buggle, how's it going? Yeah, the Tracer console, nice. If the Obina console was not resetting toggles, I'd probably be running that right now. But I want to try again with the sequential warhead loader. And with that, I'm going to... We got multiple people in here, so I'm going to drop SAD for Tearing Goodbye again. Let's do a Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. The mic picked that up, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you heard me drinking the coffee. Vector, how's it going? Was it a really bad sound? I'm sorry. The microphone usually doesn't pick that stuff up.
Ship is under attack.
That formless flame. Weak. Valid.
Shields have failed.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another. This is not.
Still don't know why I start so high. I know. It was too long. I'm sorry. It was pure call. Oh no. You heard nothing? Yeah. Vane. I think was Vane in the Psy ship there? HSE is a really good EPG map. So, Nick has been bugging me a lot recently. No, CSV? Really good agony there. My agony did not do well. So, Nick has been bugging me quite a bit recently, wanting me to get into Star Citizen. How do people here feel about Star Citizen? I know. I have a HOTAS. I already have a Star Citizen package. I picked up a package for Star Citizen, I think in 2015, which I think says a lot right there. Yeah. Damn, Warp Core. I told Nick that I just don't have time for it. I have an important question. How long does Nick actually stick to a game? Oh, that's a rough question right there. Yeah, Nick loses interest in things a bit quickly, doesn't he? The thing is, he wants games and all that he can play with our normal crew, and it's just like most of these. I think that there's quite a few of us were in the group that we're just like we don't care. Terrible chaps. Chadwick, I think so. Terrible. Well, I'm going to be wrapping things up. If there's any final questions you guys have, I need to step away from the computer for a few minutes, and then I need to get working on the video for tomorrow. So if you guys have any final questions, feel free to drop them in. Mac, I appreciate it. 5 Delta Alliance promos courtesy of Mac. Aw. I guess I should open the Doff packs on stream, shouldn't I? Warp Core, I literally showed my DaVinci screen for it, where you can see that I've done the Protostar visuals, but I haven't done the 14 other ships. That's sort of why I'm like, I need to start wrapping things up because I need to get working on stuff. My take on what they said about the server performance is that they're not the people to talk to about it. Definitely need to raise some more awareness of the server performance issues. I think I'm going to have to do another standalone video talking about how the server performance issues are just degrading the experience. And honestly, that's something to get out there for all of you. If you guys are playing the game, and especially in non-TFO content, and you are getting some severe rubber banding, if you could, get footage of that, if you have replay, shadow play, whatever on, whatever you have on to passively record your screen where you can just save the last 5 minutes or whatever, if you can get footage of that sort of stuff, that'd be really beneficial. Do American Worker traits need some buffing rework? Absolutely. American Worker is, aside from the extra universal consoles, the weakest specialization right now. For ships. Okay, I need to open up these Doff packs, and I think this one has some space. But the server performance issues are due to your ISP, though. Customer service 2025. Terrible. I don't have... Are Doff slots on sale? Please tell me Doff slots are on sale. Yes. Oh, it didn't get my last click. Another character I can use for doffing. There we go. I have honestly spent hundreds of bucks worth of Zen over the past decade to buying these damn Doff slots. Okay. What will I get? Scramble fighters on the very first box? Oh, someone's not going to be happy about that. Oh, no. Scramble fighters on the very first box, and for the very rare Doffs, a biologist, so nothing special. So the Scramble fighters made that extremely profitable. No, that was technically the very first Doff pack, which is the one I already had in my inventory. There we go. Nick, how's it going? Yeah, he's over in the Twitch side. Billy, how's it going? Yeah, Navy Man, I agree. Nothing special there. Did I get a battery quartermaster at least? Nope. Okay. There was some Doff pack gambling, so there we have it. I'm gonna raid out on the Twitch side now. Nick, are you gonna go live? Tech, did you buy it from the Zen store? Or did you buy it directly off the exchange? Yeah, so if you buy just if it's not in the promo wrapper, it's not the promo variant. So when you get a Delta Alliance Doff promo pack, it will be in your inventory in a promotional wrapper, and then you open that, and that gets you the Lobby and the Doff pack. Yeah, so one of the reasons Delta is so popular is because you can open it, get your chance at the ship, and then you can sell the Delta Doff pack on its own. Okay. Well, I'm going to raid out Nick. I'm sorry to hear. So we're going to raid Truly there. That going. Raid is out. Dan, thank you for that. Okay, Twitch side is done. YouTube side, you know, as always, thank you all for tuning in. Dan, again, thank you for that. Bridger Johnny Gibbs, thank you for the gifted subs. Very much appreciated. And what else was there here? Dan Grumpy for the super chats. Cosmic for the tip. Thank you. Yeah, Mox, no problem. There'll be full explanations out with that video hopefully tomorrow. So I'm gonna step away, like I said, for a little bit and get back and start grinding away at that. Okay, see you guys around.